Hey, what's going on, fellas? Geronimo22 coming back with a quick video. Later on today, I'll be dropping those 30-minute videos on the Wade Phillips scheme. One video for him and another video for Jim Swartz scheme. So I'll be doing that later on today. But just in general, just want to let you guys know that as I'm, going through my day, checking stuff, doing stuff for YouTube, Patreon, whatever it might be, I definitely follow other people. XandO has a great series that he's doing this weekend. I mean, the guy is going through a lot of different coverages and giving you a lot of great information. And I had just happened to take a look at the most recent one he did based off of creeper blitzes, right? So that's not something that I'm actually really familiar with, at least the term itself. It might mean something else in my language, but I hear a lot of people talk about creepers. So I wanted to see what he meant and what he was talking about. And right in the beginning of the video, he mentioned something about against the 3x1 formation, 3x1 nub formations or tray formations, that, there's a better way to get your front aligned to be able to help you stop the run. And he heard it from somebody else. So I give him props. I'm pretty sure he heard it from me, but maybe not. But I know I've been talking about this for about 2 years. I made multiple videos on this. So okay, let me just give you the video, guys, again. Maybe you never saw it. Maybe you missed it. I think this video has only about 400 views. If I take a look down here, yeah, 400 views. That's this time last year. I don't think I had that many followers. But let me just replay it for you guys so you guys can just look at it. This video, all my Madden 23 stuff is available to the guys on the Patreon if you want all that old stuff. A lot of good videos. Obviously, I'm known for doing all the coverage breakdowns and quarters and everything and match coverage, but that's available for them. But for you guys right now, I just want to give you this video. And obviously there's other stuff here that is old that is still relevant to now. So watch this video. It talks about really how you get your front aligned in the under front when you go up against a 3x0 formation or a tray nub formation. And that really does help your defense a lot when it comes to stopping some of the meta easy inside zone runs. And if you don't stop that stuff, all the coverage stuff won't matter, okay? And also just remember, I'll put in the description below, I did a not a long video, like a 30-minute video about 2 months ago talking about run fits and not even run fits, but run gaps and techniques. And so when I'm talking through this video, some of the jargon, at this time might be like, hey, this is a lot to go through. Well, go look at that video and then you come back to this one, because then when I'm talking about one technique, two techniques, all this stuff like that, you can actually get a good overview. And I think I did a decent job on giving you a PowerPoint presentation and showing you some pictures of how it looks in real life, and just kind of going through what an over front is, what an under front is, and the reason, and explaining you the reason why people use these fronts in the NFL. Okay, so that video link will be in the description. This one, I'm just going to let it run. I'm going to do like I've done in my live lecture series. I'm on my YouTube right here, as you see. I'm just going to blow this up, play it for you, and then you have this video again to talk about big nickel over G, how that can help you against using that particular formation, big nickel over G. There's some little tips and tricks that you can use to get yourself in the right front and then be able to use whatever coverage you want behind it. So this 7-minute video will explain all of that, all right? Don't forget to, join the Patreon if you guys want. This is the best time to do it. Today is the last day. If you jump on my Patreon, you can get all my stuff that I've done this year in Madden 24, basically for the base membership, and then you can go from there, okay? So today's the last day to take a look at all that stuff, and then you can jump on, be a member for a month, and you have access to that stuff. You can cancel the same day. It doesn't even matter. It won't hurt my feelings, but just want to let you guys know that, and then things will start switching up as of tomorrow, okay? But anyway, let's talk about this film. Hope you guys enjoy it. Talk to you later. Peace. What's going on, fellas? We're going to talk about big nickel over G and how it can help your defense versus the dreaded tight end trips formations, man. I tell you what, this has always been a popular formation on offense, but this year it's really popular. Why? Because it's good run offense and has good passes. I mean, it's really simple. Anybody can kind of pick up and play and really run that formation all game with success. So let me just talk about something real quick before I talk about how I want to play my defense against it in a sim manner. Most people are going to come out in some sort of nickel or dime defense, right, versus this type of formation. And then most of the formations, unless you're a 3-down primary team, if you're going to play a 4-down line, all right, out of your sub formations, which this year we all know has really good block sheds and does a good job if you want to bring the house. What happens is your 3 technique aligns to the tight end, okay? And what's a 3 technique? That's a D tackle that's aligned in the B gap, outside shade to guard. He is the guy that is going to be probably, you know, one of your better players, and he's aligned this way. Why? Because the tight end is aligned to the right side of the screen. That's how they naturally line up. And if you click on R2 on your PlayStation, you will see that his gap is B gap. You see where the red lines are going? That's the gap he's attacking. That's the gap he's going to take away. Now over here you have a 1 technique, or a shade, 0 shade, and he is playing in the A gap. All right, so what does that do? Now, what that does is this: on offense, you see how there's a B gap, which is left of the guard, on left guard on screen. You see that gap that's between him and the left tackle? Well, if I decide to run the ball and run into this gap, there's a huge, easy window to get about 10 yards. And the reason why this play is so popular is 2 reasons. One, you just pick the play stock. It's going to line up this way, right, with the tight end to the right, receivers to the left. You pick inside zone, which I'm pretty sure is a stock, you know, play in most playbooks, and without any thinking, you get great blocking from the wide receivers as well. So it's an easy run that I think a lot of people do. And when I'm on defense, I'm thinking about stopping the run, and I'm thinking about stopping the pass, because there's a lot of good pass plays as well. Now, also this year, you're going to get people who are also pinching their defense as well and pinching their D-line. But at the same time, this is still a good run. So if you were to also take your D-line and shift them, you see how Billings has he is actually slanting back to the A gap. You see where that red line's going? They do a good job this Madden of actually doing their slants, and he will get back inside, and he will get reached, and he will now not play the B gap anyway. So you need to find a defense where a 4-down front defense where you can get aligned the opposite way, where your 3 technique can be away from the tight end, and that's where Big Nickel G comes in. Okay, so just so you know, Big Nickel G puts 3 safeties on the field. But however, if you make your adjustment here with your right stick, you can make your package adjustment and put in a slot corner if you want to play it similar to normal nickel. Okay, so now we have a corner playing that nickel position. Now, as you go through all your big nickel G formations, most of them are just the same as normal nickel or some of the dime formations. The one thing is you get an advantage of having all your match defenses in here. So now you have palms, cover 6, different versions of cover 6. It's really good that way, and you still get a lot of your other defenses that you would get in your normal nickel. However, there are about 3 or 4 different plays in this set, and you can find them on your own, but I'm going to focus on one right now: cover 6 invert. When you call cover 6 invert versus gun trips tight end, or any type of formation where there are 3 receivers to one side and 1 tight end to the backside, look at the defensive line. Now they are aligned away from the tight end. Okay, they're aligned kind of what I would call an under style defense, where you're putting your 3 technique away from the tight end, you're putting your 1 technique or 0 shade to the tight end. What does that do? And you see their run gaps are exactly where they are standing. All that does is really make this inside zone play a little bit more difficult. Is it going to stop it cold? No, because most people probably will cut it back and try to find an open gap on the backside. But it really takes away the easy 10-yard gains that I see that you can get if you line up in a normal nickel over front style defense. You're going to be in a lot better shape. But here is the best part. It's not just a tip about, hey, make sure your D-line is shifted opposite the tight end, but to start, check this out. And this is different than any other defense, right? So I'm going to come out and, again, cover 6 invert, right? And I'm going to check my defense. I'm going to audible to cover 3 seam. You notice how the defensive line doesn't move, right? I'm going to check and call cover 2. You see how the defensive line stayed the same? This is something beautiful to think about when you're playing this year, because 1, a lot of times if you come out in nickel or any other nickel package and you check your defense, the defensive line will go back. Even if you slanted them or shifted them, they will go back to their original alignments in that over front. for some reason in big nickel over G, the D line will sit where they were put when you called originally cover six invert in this type of understyle defense. All right, so if you follow me, now you can get yourself aligned front wise just by calling pre snap or post play out of the huddle, calling cover six invert, and then coming out here and calling whatever defense you want. If you don't like cover six invert, if that's not your style of defense and you want to do something else, you can get into a cover zero blitz. Well, this one actually did move the guy a little bit, but you can get into three seam, right? You can get into cover two. Okay, so there are a whole lot of things you can do, but the main thing is that you don't have to really worry about getting beat by probably the easiest defense in the game, and then you also don't have to worry about the things you get where the glitches that you get in cover and big nickel over G when you press your whole defense or you move back your whole defense and guys start flipping sides and doing all types of crazy things. You can now just get lined up and play, which is probably the most important thing in defense. So hopefully you can use this tip. You can go find some other ones also in over big nickel over G. I think there's about maybe 2 or 3 other ones that if you call the defense, they get aligned that way, and you'll be in better shape to stop some of the top plays, or at least the top running play, and then you can focus your attention on stopping the pass next. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this tip. If you've got any questions, comments, concerns, you know what to do. Just hit me up, and I'll talk to you later. Peace. All right, guys, you made it to the end of the video. I appreciate your support here on YouTube. This month of December, the plan is to get deeper into our coverages and start working on talking about some more techniques to improve some of the things that people are doing. Okay, and the one thing I'll say is cover one versus split safety coverage. Either, first of all, the answer should be yes. You should use both. Okay, that's my opinion. If I had a gun to my head, I'm going to choose cover one. I'm going to choose. Single high defense because I want to stop the run. Okay, but there are things that we can do out of single high defense where we can turn the tables to what we want to do and what we want to take away. Okay, there's a lot of things that I'll talk about coming up here soon. Something called quarters tracking, which is taking the free safety and not having him play directly in the middle of the field. Certain things we can do with in and out and guys, basically playing like a combo coverage on certain people, letting the computer work its combo coverages, which it actually does a pretty good job of on its own by removing yourself from that situation. So there'll be ways to improve our single high defense so that it will take care of things like corner routes or things that could be potentially problems coming up. All right. But as you know, in football, you got to go step by step. It's a lot better to just start running the basics and then you start learning and understanding the problems. And sometimes you don't know something's a problem until you get beat by it. And then when you make that adjustment, you never forget it. Okay. So hope you guys enjoyed this little video about getting aligned up front. If you don't get aligned up front to stop the run, the coverage doesn't matter. But still, I'm a DB coach and I love coverage. So we're going to do both. All right. Don't forget to click on the link if you want to get some more information on that. If you want to watch that video I did about gaps, techniques, and where and how fronts work, okay? Front being how a defensive line and linebackers get set up. Peace.